Don't worry, you're in the right place. The algorithm led you here after the 50 lizard TikToks you just sent to your friends. Welcome to the 1 Hour, One Brain Cell podcast. And by you, of course, I just mean my co-host Richie. How you doing? I feel like I just saw you.
I feel like I just saw you. That's true. Yeah, we spent way too much time together recently. Almost
I think
100
it's a
hours,
new
which,
record. That's a new
yeah,
record.
almost 100 hours. I think we were both like, if we get to triple digits, um, friendship over. Renee Rapp is my new best friend.
We were almost there. We were close enough that I feel like if we would have achieved that number, everything would have been fine. And it wasn't so much like the proximity to each other, but it was just the overall trip that kind of like took a toll by the end of the thing. You're like, God, I don't want to drive another 5.5 hours. Like, let's just call it.
That's so true. I think that part of you is because I was the one driving,
Mm.
and as you learned, you're probably like, if we do this again next year, I'm not letting Richie drive. We're getting a rental car, and I'm driving instead.
Yeah, or we're splitting it or something. Because look, it was really, I can count on one hand the number of incidents we had, which I think is good, honestly, that it's only on one hand. But I only distinctly remember like two occasions at which I was a little concerned for our health and safety. And one of them was not really your fault because it was by virtue of the item of clothing that I was wearing that I could not be restrained properly. We had to stop a little quick at a light, and I wasn't fully in a seatbelt. Don't do this, ladies and gentlemen. Please wear your seatbelt when you're driving or when someone else is driving. I only had the lap part on, and I thought I was going through the windshield.
It was
We're
close.
good.
It was bad. That was rough. That was rough for me even because it was in an area I wasn't familiar with. It was late at night. I wasn't sure where the
Mm-hmm.
hell we were going, and um and yeah, I had to like throw on my brakes like I was trying to get through the chicane at Monza or something.
Yeah, and it was a long intersection. It was a weird length. It was like, we maybe can make it. And then it was a real hard, yeah, there were some train tracks involved. It's a good thing we stopped, I think, but it didn't feel good in the moment. And the other one was pulling up to the gas station, but
That
you
one was
already know
funny.
that. So,
Yeah.
oh my God.
I do apologize for that. I don't know why I did that.
That was a crazy one. You were like, I'm not close enough. Like, okay, guess we're going there.
I was I was trying to scrub the tires a little bit, get them warmed up,
You did. Yeah, you got your front left a little overcooked there, I would say, but that's okay. Um, we didn't do introductions last time, so we're gonna do
Yeah.
it this time, dang it.
Mhm.
As you all know, if you've been here before, I am joined today by my co-host Richie, the man, the myth, the lizard.
And I am joined by my co-host. No, why isn't it working? Oh, I don't have a thing out. Damn it! That was going to be a great joke. Cut that out.
No, just do it again. Do it again, and we'll
Why?
pretend it never happened.
There.
Lizard,
There you go. Yep,
Yes, I
perfect,
am
of course.
joined by my co-host.
lizard,
How you doing?
Better.
lizard.
Yeah, better the second time. I'll give you that
You
one.
know this is an actual website. It's called If you go to lizard.click, you can just do it on your own. It's great. I have done it 48 times already, which actually really isn't that much. Um, the total number of clicks is 17,418,415.
Oh, we're broken. Collectively, we're so broken. I've seen so many people putting Lizard into remixes of songs that I think we may have reached the point of no return. Like, that's the singularity.
And the man in me with my one brain cell, half a brain cell, I can't get enough of them. I will watch every single one of them. I watched one today that I couldn't stop bobbing to for 5 minutes, and it was Mambo number 5.
The lizard meme to you, I think, is what the standing in a hallway with a flashlight at 3 a.m. edits
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
to me. I think that's a fair comparison.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh boy. All right. I wanted to make sure that we talked about lizard because that's something else. Um, let's get to let's get to the recap and the reason why we just spent debatably 100 straight hours together. We were in San Diego for Comic Con. I know we teased it about a billion times on the podcast until we actually made it happen, which again is par for the course for us. That we lead you guys on to so much stuff, and then you have to stick around for like 4 to 5 months after that to see if it actually happens, and then what happens beyond that.
Hmm.
But we did do it. We did do it. We survived, and I think overall we had a grand old time, minus like the one bad blister I got, but that was my own fault.
Yeah. What did we learn, Jordan, today from our 48 hours
Mm.
in downtown San Diego about proper shoes?
What did we learn? You should wear proper shoes. You should not subsist entirely on a diet of French fries, even though it sounds like a good idea. And you should not try to eat chicken tenders with 1 inch long press on acrylic nails on, because it doesn't work so good. And I think that's what I learned at boating school.
That's a great reference. Uh, yeah, but this was my sixth con, so I feel like at this point in time, like I got it down to a science, so I know how to work it and how best to go about doing things, and I feel like this year I did a better job of it than previously. However, Jordan learned the hard way, which is um, y- you can't keep up with old Richie here. You just can't. It doesn't matter. Impossible. Um, so keep that in mind for next year. That sometimes you just gotta let me go, and you'll see me 3 hours from now.
It's true, and he really does. He bobs and weaves and takes evasive action a lot when there's like a lot of other people around. And regardless of the fact that I was not wearing the best shoes for this event, if I had been his height in running shoes, I still don't know if I could have kept up with him. But as it was a major task. And can I add another thing to what I learned in boating school, which is
Yes.
that you should always have a way to keep your cell phone on your person. That was the
Mm-hmm.
other drawback of this attire. And I did figure out that you could, this was, it wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect and it was far from aesthetically pleasing, but I could take my phone and put it in the belt that I was wearing and like wedge it in between the belt and the kind of spinal cord on my costume. So it was like kind of stuck against my back. And while it was there, it didn't move and I could feel that it was there. So if I like needed something, I could just reach back there and produce my phone. But you should probably have a way to carry that on your person so that I did not make you beholden to carrying around all my items all day. In which we thought we lost my
I had
driver's
two.
license for a minute.
I had
That
two
didn't
fanny
happen.
packs. I had two
You
fanny
did.
packs on me. It was
And we needed both of them.
yes, we did.
We did end up needing both of them. I thought it was going to be overkill. I thought it was going to be for the gag, for the fun,
Mm-hmm.
for the jokes, and then it was not laughable because we needed both.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was a very scary 5 minutes when I couldn't remember where I put your driver's license because you had entrusted me with with holding on to it while we were
Yeah.
in line, and
Questionable decision on my part, really,
yeah,
but
really silly. And
desperation.
and for a moment there, I thought I had dropped it because we took it out for a second and then gave it back to me, and then I thought I had maybe like it had fallen out of my fanny pack. Turns out I just misplaced in which fanny pack I had put it in, and we found it, and everything was okay. Crisis
Like
averted.
I hadn't seen anything on the ground. I didn't hear anything drop. I was fairly certain that it had not fallen out from wherever you were keeping it, but it would have been an interesting situation if my driver's license and debit card had disappeared and I probably needed at least one, if not both of those items to get on a return airplane to come home. But deal with that matter later, and it didn't end up happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got it all worked out in the end. I actually had somebody come up to me, and because we were in line for the Predator thing, and I had somebody come up to me like at the bar, like while after you had left, and they were asking me like, "Did I find it?" I was like, "Yes, I did." So the people in line were concerned, and they managed to, and they got the solution and the happy ending.
Hmm? Generally, I was impressed with the conduct of the folks that were there this weekend. Everybody was chill. There was not a problem with anybody. It was easy to talk to folks if you were in line with them, and nobody was being pushy or anything like that. And maybe it was just the virtue of like us being inside on the last day and not Friday or Saturday or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
was. But even on Saturday outside, I didn't run into any issues with anybody. Everybody was real friendly, and I mean, truthfully, we're all just kind of trying to figure out where we're going and what we're standing in line for, and that's the beauty of San Diego Comic Con.
Yes, exactly, exactly. So yeah, what was like did you have a favorite thing that you were able to do? Because we were able to hit up a few different offsites, which is sometimes not the case.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to get into some of these sometimes. So,
I will give you of the ones that we were able to do together.
mm-hmm.
Um, I would say, hmm, I mean, there really wasn't too many. I liked the Paramount thing first thing in the morning. I thought that was cool, even though it was a little sparse on things
Yeah,
to do. I think Predator Badlands had the most to see, and it was a manageable line despite being around the building. Like an hour and a half for something really isn't that bad of a wait first thing at opening first thing during the day. But my overall top pick has to be the Peacemaker activation that I somehow got into. I don't think we talked about this because it was a last minute con miracle.
yeah, yeah.
If you here in the audience are at all familiar with the debacle that was the Taylor Swift Eras Tour ticket sale, and how it kept kicking people out or freezing or whatever it was, picture that for about half the size and half the demand, and you'll come up with something akin to what the Peacemaker website was for reservations. It was to the point where you were on probably more than I was during the day, but we were refreshing this page on and off all day, the day that things were supposed to go live. And 99.9% of the time, you would just get a 403 bad
Yeah.
gateway page. It wouldn't even take you to a page. It didn't say it was full, it would be a broken web page. And the other zero point zero 0.01 of the time, you could get in, but you couldn't click on anything because it would boot you back out. And then an even smaller percentage of people were able to put in their name and their birthday and then get no further. And some people were able to get to the waiver and get no further, which is where I thought I was. There was a, release of, I think it was mostly just for like photo and stuff. So like they could take your picture and you could say that you're over 21 because I think it was an open bar. And they make you, sign a thing like that. So if they want to use your photo in a promotional material, they can. And also, I guess if you like trip and fall down, they're not liable or something. But I got to that page and I was trying to hit submit on the waiver for 45 minutes and it never worked.
Mm-hmm.
The closest I got was a page that I sent you that said like we're all full, sorry. So I thought that was it and I wasn't super heartbroken. I don't really watch Peacemaker. I'm not huge onto the show. I think I saw the first episode or something. It was like maybe I'll come back to this and then just never did. And then, I don't know, 2 days before the con, I got an email. It was like, here's your code. Looking forward to seeing you. It's like, hey, wait a minute. So it was a con miracle. And I got to go to this thing and they had a live band. They had some very cool merch, like just free swag for people. And at one point the live band probably played, I don't know, 4 songs or something. It was like a 40-minute time slot and I left Richie. We shared each other's location and we said, okay, bye, see you in 50 minutes. If I don't see you in 50 minutes, I'm calling the cops. So the band probably played 4 or 5 songs, just, 80s, 90s, like glam rock stuff. And I guess it was a different set every day. And at the end of this, which was the last day on Saturday, they were like, hey, our drummer has to leave, but we have a replacement, don't worry. And I think everybody in the crowd was maybe thinking, like, can John Cena play the drums? Like, we were expecting John Cena to come
Yeah.
out in, like, Peacemaker costume and play the drums. I'm like, I don't actually know. I don't know this about him. Maybe he can. But they brought out the drummer from System of a Down and they played Aerials and it was awesome. It was a total like crowd moment. It was so fun. And just I don't know, like that's kind of the spirit of Comic-Con is like sometimes really cool things happen if you're just in the room.
In the
And
room where it happens.
in the room where it happens and I may watch Peacemaker now. I really wanted to meet that eagle though.
I know, I was bummed. That's the one thing that both of us really want. Even when they announced it, we were like, "Ooh, we get to meet Eagly," and then people were taking pictures with them. But yeah, we missed our opportunity.
I think you had to be hand selected for that and maybe my outfit just wasn't giving like friend of the Eagles, avian enthusiast, I guess. There was a dude there in a full blow up eagle costume, and he
Yeah,
did not get selected to meet Eagly,
right.
so I feel better knowing that.
Yeah.
Like, this guy deserves to go if anybody's gonna go. And even he didn't make it. So I don't
Hmm.
know what the cut was, but it was an exclusive club to go meet
Yeah.
the eagle, I
Right.
guess.
Right.
Very cool though.
Yeah. I actually, the Paramount thing was probably the coolest thing we did. That's my second time I've done it. In the past 2023, I did it. 2025, I did it. And it was cool because you got fed and they gave you free booze. Can't beat that at the con. However, we did do it at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it was a little bit strange showing up and being like, "Hey, here's a here's a bourbon. Cool, I'll drink that." And then like 2 sips of a tequila. I hate tequila, so I don't really know why. I decided, was like, "Hey, I'm gonna go to a margarita. Maybe I'll like it." Just no, absolutely not.
I'm pretty
Uh,
sure I remember you telling me I don't like margaritas and then acquiring one. I
yeah.
was like, hey, wait a minute.
Hey, I didn't have to pay for it, so I was like, whatever. I took 2 sips of it.
Sure.
This I was like, and then I just left it on the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, they gave us French fries. They gave us like little chicken sliders.
Hmm.
Um, I got to throw a football into the thing. I made it on one shot. That's how good I am.
I can attest to that. If anyone has questions, you can submit them to my desk.
Yeah, and then I like doing the little Mission Impossible photo op too, because I love Mission Impossible, so that was kind of fun. That's up on
That
my
was cool.
Instagram. Yeah, it's up on my. I put that video up on my Instagram, and I got a couple people wondering like, what is this? You texted me about it, and then Corey
Hmm.
texted me about it too, wondering what the hell was going on. Because like if you
I
swipe really
texted you
quick,
because it didn't load. It looked
yeah,
like it was just a static image of like
yeah,
really close, a lot of pixels. I
yeah,
was like, did you mean to post this? And then it is a video once you let
yeah,
it load. But I'm like, Richie, what did you post here? Did you mean to include this random screenshot in your photo dump? We've all been there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little extra fingers going on. Yeah,
Hmm.
so I enjoyed that. The predator thing was cool because they had a bunch of different props and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, that you could see, and I thought that was interesting. And I'm super hyped for that movie. Can't I'm excited for that come November. So that was cool. I thought it was overall a pretty successful Saturday for us, to be honest. Like, we managed not to get like heat exhaustion too bad, because that's the one thing about con. If you're outside, it's like if you're in the sun too long, you're screwed and it's over.
Hmm. Yeah, it could be. Most of the day it was beautiful and we kind of spent it dodging in and out of we were at a restaurant or we were inside in the shade or
Hmm.
even like next to the building for the predator thing you could get the shade off the building and so it
Yeah,
was totally fine but we got cooked for probably about an hour or an hour and a half in that Superman Old Spice
yeah.
line and I think at
Hey,
one point
deodorant's expensive nowadays, man. It's like $7 is for a stick of deodorant. All right.
that's true. It does smell good, and it was honestly that's kind of a smart thing to give away at a con. Like
Yeah.
make sure people are wearing deodorant by giving away deodorant.
Please.
You're like, here,
Yeah.
you no longer have a reason to not wear this. It's free.
Yes. Yeah.
You did have to wait in
Even
a giant
yeah.
line for it though.
Yeah. But even better for me because I like I think I got in the shower on Saturday morning or something. I was like, oops, I forgot to bring deodorant. Shout out to you for coming through with the extra stick though. That was absolutely clutch. Or that would have been rough because I was wearing my fur coat all day,
Oh
and
yeah.
that's a sweat factory and a half. And so that could have been really rough, but we made it through.
Yep. We made it. We made it, and then you ended up with a backup stick. I ended up with a backup stick. We're
Yes.
good. You're so covered. I did start to, I think, feel my costume soften in the sun during that. It was
Yeah.
like it was warm for a minute. The breeze just went away and we were out there
Hmm.
by the water getting, the glare off of it and just in the sun and whatever. And but honestly, the whole weekend overall was beautiful. The baseball game on Monday night was beautiful. It was we were getting blasted by the sun for maybe the first inning or two, and then it tucked behind the building, and it
Yep.
was it was great. It wasn't too cold once the sun went down,
Hmm.
and it was San Diego treated us well in terms of weather. We were able to be outside and patio seating and whatever else. It was
Yeah.
it was awesome.
Yes. Hmm. That was great. That's the great thing about going to San Diego in July. It's way better than 110. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. And it was like 90
110
with
today.
90% humidity where I was because it was
Yeah.
actively pouring rain. So better than that, too. Better than both of our places of residence.
Yes. Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right.
But yeah, I
Anything
had a great
else?
time. It was fun. I'm glad we got to do that, and we're already planning for next year already.
We were planning for next year, like on the way home from
Yeah.
from this year. Like, okay, what are we doing next year? I'll wear better shoes, but like, what are we doing? Yeah. So we'll see. The general sale is going to be here in the blink of, well, the returning sale is going to be here in the blink of an eye.
Yes.
And then just, again, right? You make plans like 365 days in advance.
Yeah. So true.
It's a special kind of crazy, but we will be there next year, front row for the HBO Hacks panel.
Yes.
We've already started planning. I will not tell you what we are because the haters could sabotage us.
That's so true. Yes.
But we have started planning. This is not confirmed, by the way. But if they see this and they want to come, hook us up,
Yeah.
right? We love you
Hawks
guys.
panel. Make it happen.
Hacks
Do it.
panel.
Hannah, you're not too far away. You're in LA. You can make the little trip down and
Yeah,
come do a stand up set.
so easy. We could do a cast, a Mrs. Table read, if you will.
I see what you did there.
I'll be here all week, and the week after that. Okay. While we were in town, we got a lot of movies watched. Would you like to break it down for the folks? Our a possibly generational run of films shared with our friends Kat and Chris.
Yeah, we watched a lot of movies, which is great. I love that because it's more fun to watch movies like with people you actually like instead of watching it by yourself. Uh,
Or in a
so
room full of strangers where you're like, I don't know how they're gonna perceive this, but for
yes,
the most part, we picked movies that were liked by at least one member of our circle.
yeah,
So it was a strong recommend.
yes. I need to pull this up. Where is it? Okay, here we go. Diary. Does that tell me what all we
Yeah.
watched?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. All right. Well, so we were trying to figure out which movie to watch on one of the days when we had some time, and the first movie that I thought of course, was Madam Web.
That was Friday when we got into town. I think that they were out seeing a movie, and so we were like,
Yeah.
okay, let's put on what do we have access to that we don't normally have access to? And the answer to that was Netflix without ads. So
Yes.
all that paywall stuff like did not bother us. Richie doesn't even have Netflix. I just have ad Netflix. So
Yeah.
between the two of us, we can only watch like 50% of the things that are on Netflix. But we had the full 100%. We had the full brain cell this weekend. Yeah. Madam Web.
Of all things, that's what we watched, Madam Web, and it was glorious.
I would say it's better on the second watch, like confidently.
Absolutely silly ass movie, but still
Hmm.
more watchable than some of the crap that's out there.
Yeah, absolutely watchable. Best enjoyed with a California burrito that's like as long as your arm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Truth. Truth. We were dying at the scene in which the Pepsi can never gets open.
There's multiple too. I think I only noticed the one the first time where it's at the it's the one where she's at the baby shower or whatever it is, but you first notice it when she's outside by the grill and somebody hands her a Pepsi and she doesn't open it. And she's like, let me see if I have something I can demonstrate this by. So she like goes to the tab and then doesn't pull the tab. She just looks like she's gonna open it. But then the thing that really sent me was this with the hand. She's like, it's like she's trying to open a jar with her palm, but it's a can of soda. You're not getting anywhere and you're not fooling us that you have it open. And then she brings it inside,
Hmm.
continues to fiddle with it before setting it on the table. And then in the next shot, it's opened. So
Hmm.
they've decided that that was good. We had enough shots with the Pepsi can, so now we can open it.
Hmm.
Or maybe she accidentally opened it in one scene and they were like, okay, well, that has to be good enough then because
Right.
we don't have any
Right.
more cans. And
That's
then it
so.
happens again later.
Yeah, it's so funny to me that they just could not. The production was like, we're already running over budget for this movie. We're going to spend too much money on ADR, and have so so we can't spend an extra $10 on a 6 pack of Pepsi from
Mm-hmm.
a local
Yeah.
Kroger.
But they had to dress it like it's 2003 Pepsi because they spend the entirety of the film beating you over the head with the fact that it's 2003.
Yes,
Yeah. Great movie anyway. 5 stars. Tell your friends.
there was genuine concern on the faces
Yeah.
of our friends, Kat and Chris, when they got home. We're like, "Hey, what did you guys do?" Oh, we watched Madam Web. I'm pretty sure they
I
were like
I
about ready
believe
to
the
kick us
quote
out.
was, "Excuse me?" Yeah. Like I think we would have been in less trouble if we had destroyed the entire house and pulled all the stuffing out of the couch cushions and like threw Tucker up in a tree
Yeah,
than if we had watched Madam Web without adult supervision.
real. So
Yeah.
yes,
Yep. So that really started the trip off with the right energy.
correct. Um, and then after that, I think we watched the. I'm glad this was. Kat's been recommending this movie to me for several months, and because I don't have Netflix, I couldn't watch it. And so we finally got around to watching One of Them Days, which I think is a hidden gem of the movies this year. A movie that stars Kiki Palmer and SZA, and yeah, Jordan and I both really enjoyed this movie. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's great. It's so funny. It's great. It's a good watch.
I think I told you this, but so one, this was available on the plane on my it was a Southwest movie on my way
Right.
back here. And I did watch a little bit of it, and then I realized that the people on the plane probably weren't ready for Bernice, and I should
Yeah.
like turn that off. But I almost coerced my dad into watching it, and my mom by association, but it's not available on our wonky, ad supported Netflix because they hate fun. But the thing that I revealed, the insider information I revealed, and I'm sorry for putting him on blast like this, but my dad, up until that day when I was breaking down what the movie was, thought that SZA's name was pronounced Ja, and that sent me over the edge. I was like, he's doing his best. But we did not watch the movie with Baby It's Kiki Palmer and Ja, unfortunately. That'll have to wait for another time. But I had like tears in my eyes. I was like, no, it's fine. Really, you did your best. I didn't know either. I'm over there busting up on the couch. Sorry to that man.
Sorry to this man.
Legendary
All
Kiki
time.
Palmer moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go watch the movie. It's great. Cat Williams
Yeah.
shows up in it. He's funny.
Just there's so much going on that's funny that you'll and to Kat's point, on the second rewatch, you notice things that you didn't notice the first time that are very much a continuity thing, like the wall of delinquents at the credit place.
Yeah.
And that comes back into play later, but you're like, has that really been there the whole time? And then it is. They really
Yeah.
did tie up all the ends to this. There were was like a Marvel project in terms of continuity.
Can you please reveal to the people what your Letterboxd review was for this? Because you made this joke while watching it, and it was maybe the
I'm not
funniest
sure I
thing you've
remember.
ever said.
I'm not sure I remember. Hold on. An opportunity to show off my comedic chops on Letterboxd?
Yes.
Absolutely, I will take that. Oh, I think I remember. Hold on. I'm logging in. But I think I remember because
Loading,
our
loading.
friends almost rolled off the couch, and I didn't
Yes.
really think it was that funny. I was just sort of stating the obvious. Okay. One of them days, 4.5 stars from me. I said, Bernice runs like prime Ray Lewis in the A gap, which is true. And I
Yes.
believe the other comparison was the Terminator. Very correct, very
Yeah.
valid.
Yeah.
You'll know if you watch it. She needed no stunt training about how to run. Most people need run training on camera.
Yeah.
No run training. Or
Correct.
maybe she had it and it worked a little too well, because, like, put her in a 40. I want to see what would happen.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's? We should hold a competition in terms of movie running. Tom Cruise or Bernice in one of them days.
Honestly, my money's on Bernice.
Absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Tom Cruise has little legs. He's tiny. He can't, you know.
With a close second to, was it the Biscuit Burglar or the Biscuit Bandit or
Oh,
whatever
the,
from that
the
movie?
Biscuit Bandit.
Yeah. Close second there to the Biscuit Burglar or whatever it was, because that was also good.
That was that was a great Ryan
They
joke. That
just they
was
just come out of nowhere. That's the thing about
yeah,
that movie, is you never know what's gonna happen because stuff comes out of nowhere.
yeah,
You think you have it, you don't have it.
right.
Mm.
Go watch the movie, y'all. It's good. Okay.
Yep.
What else did we watch while we were in San Diego? We convinced Kat to watch Hannah Einbinder with us.
Mm-hmm. And then that gospel was again spread to the other member of that household. So again, we don't gatekeep here on the show. We
No
spread it.
gatekeeping.
We spread it like the common cold. Yep.
Poor Chris, who was forced, coerced into watching Hannah, who is, as much as we love Hannah, we love, um, can be a little much for some people because it's not your typical stand-up comedy special. So it's a little avant-garde for some
Mm-hmm.
people.
There was a good comparison made, I think, to some of it being a little like Eliza
Hmm.
and a little Bo Burnham, and it's sort of a combination of those that came before and those
Hmm.
that will come
Right.
after. That's a very unique Hannah blend, but you would know if you watched it. You're like, oh yeah, I'm detecting notes of musical comedy here, notes
Right.
of physical comedy, notes of accent comedy, the whole
Yes.
thing. It's a real good special if you haven't had the chance to watch it.
I
And if you
agree.
watched it and you like it, get on Hacks like we did.
Yes. Correct. Um, we also watched multiple episodes of Hacks. We blew through like half a season.
You and I though, we were afraid to spoil anything
Yes.
for our friends in case they decide to start watching, which I hope
Yes.
they do because I think they would
Yes.
like it.
Yes. I agree. And then finally we watched Mamma Mia. We convinced Kat to watch Mamma Mia for the first time.
Hmm. And it went great, I think. I think that was a success.
Yeah, she loved it. 4 stars.
Yep, Hail Meryl. We did convince you to watch Set It Up
Oh, that's right. Yes, set it up as well.
because we had a double
I
feature. We had a double
we did
feature that one night, so we were awake until like 1:30 in the morning.
way
That was a
past
lot.
Jordan's bedtime. Shout out to you for somehow making it that late. Because if it's me, that's like nothing. That's like 1:30 is like I'm still locked in. You know, I'm still drinking my coffee at 1:30 in the morning. At 1:30, I'm still playing Gran Turismo for the 5th hour in a row and complaining about my hands hurting
Your
from turning the
forearms,
wheel so
yeah.
much. But you made
Mm-hmm.
it.
I did. I did not complain. I simply was a little sleepy at the end, but
Beepy.
it was a little eepy. But it was also a movie that I had seen. So the remainder of those movies were things that I had seen, which I think doesn't help because when you know what it is, it doesn't keep you awake as much.
Yeah.
That first night, even though it was late, I was locked in on
Yeah.
one of them days. I was not willing to miss a beat of it. It's like, nope, I'm tuned in. I
Right.
will not be going to bed until after this thing was over. And
Right.
also, I would like to applaud the filmmakers for that piece of cinema because I believe it was under 2 hours, and I think we should just continue making good movies that are under 2 hours.
Yeah. I agree. We've talked about that on the show before.
Like, I know you enjoy a 3 hour movie, and you've been known to do it and to show up opening night for it, but I, I'm busy. I'm busy and I'm tired, and sometimes I want something that's like an hour and 54 minutes, just a quick hitter.
Yeah. Set It Up was one of those movies because I think it's less than 2 hours too. I actually
I
enjoyed
think
it.
so.
I'm not much of a rom com person, but Set It Up it was funny. It was a good time. I liked it. Glenn Powell's silly in it. We got iconic performance from Lucy Liu.
Hmm.
So yeah, I liked it. Don't overdick it though. Don't overdick it.
No, certainly not. Lucy
And Pete
Liu
Davidson.
and yeah, Pete Davidson and Tay Diggs. Tay Diggs is really good in that too.
Pete Davidson. Pete Davidson playing the gay best friend was like truly one of the greatest castings in the history of mankind.
Yeah, whoever decided to do that deserves an award. I don't know if they do those awards, but they need one.
Right. Yeah, there we go. That's all
All
we
right.
watched while we were there.
I had a couple extras. Have you watched anything since then? I'm sure you have.
Oh, yeah, dude. Come on.
Okay, quick rundown. I watched The Big Lebowski for the first time on a plane, and I thought it was okay. I won't go farther than that. I thought it was okay. I know some people are like, this is classic cinema, but
Hmm.
every other word was man or dude or the F word. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'm an adult, so it's not off putting to me, but it just, the dialogue was a little stagnant. And the first act of that movie is really good. Maybe even like
Hmm.
the first third or the first half. And then it hits a point in the middle where you're like, how much time is left in this thing? And then the end is okay too, but there's a whole chunk in the middle where it kind of lost me. So
Yeah.
I gave it 3.5. I almost gave it 3. I know that might be sacrilege to some people, but
Hmm.
it is what it is. And then I watched Red Eye with Cillian Murphy. It is a Wes Craven film, which is to say that it's basically Scream but lower budget and not an airplane. And it was fine. Again, I gave it 3.5. It was good filmmaking from a standpoint of like, here's what you can achieve with virtually one set, just on the back of good performance from Rachel McAdams and Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy was super creepy in this. Like I was never charmed by this man and his boy band haircut. I think he would have been less creepy if you just let him talk in his normal accent, but there's something really uncanny valley about hearing him do an American accent that it was like I'm out of touch here. This is not floating with me the way that I thought it would. It did make me text my mom and confirm that at one point in time there were phones on the back of the seat in airplanes because I don't remember that. I would have been
That's
like,
wild.
hold on, how old was I? This was 2005. I think it was supposed to be set in like 2003. So I would have been like 6. So I had no recollection of what an airphone was. And post 9/11, they don't really allow that anymore. So that was crazy. And then a little palate cleanser for me was a revisit of Charlie's Angels Full Throttle, which is a movie that I loved as a kid and is still iconic to this day. And I think you would really like it. I'll tell you, it's not good action, but it is serving. It is a 5 star for me from 2003. And I would like to note my review here, which is that I said, weird how slow motion simply didn't exist before this movie. Or, like, after, you know? There's a scene where Demi Moore pulls out two gold-plated desert eagles wearing a fur coat and says Yahtzee. You're like, I'm sold. Like 2005 Demi Moore, this was pre The Substance.
Mm-hmm.
She did not need The Substance yet. She was still
Right.
winning hearts as Elizabeth Sparkle, but this was like,
Yeah.
it's a great film.
I need to put it on my list and watch it. It's been actually you've tried to get me to watch it multiple times before, and I think it's just I don't have whatever thing it's on. What is it on? How did you watch it?
I thought you were gonna say like I don't have that gene or that, and I was like, oh, mental illness. Yeah, I have that. It is on. I don't actually know. It may not be on streaming right now. Charlie's Angels.
Oh, do you
Full
own it? Is
Throttle.
that how you watched it?
I do have it on DVD at my parents' house. It's on Fubo TV right now, or the Roku channel. That must be how I watched it.
Oh, is it free?
Philo. It's on Philo, Amazon Prime, Google Play, Apple TV, or Fandango at home, which no one uses.
Real.
Why would
Yeah,
you? Why
that's so
would you?
true.
Yeah.
I'll put it on my list.
I must have got it through Roku TV because I watched it on my TV, but I was like, I just did the voice search, you know, and then picked whatever it came up on. So
I'll find it. It'd be funny
not
if you
not for me to know.
if you had to rent it and you didn't realize that you rented it, and so you get a bill 10 days from now for renting Charlie's Angels, and you're like, what the hell?
I'm like, what is this charge for? Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That was me. Credit card company calls. They're like, did you rent 2005's Charlie's Angels Full Throttle directed by Mick G? Yeah, that was me actually, and you should watch it. Yeah.
Okay, I actually haven't watched that much since we got back, but I've watched a few. I've watched The Naked Gun, the new one.
How was it?
Really funny.
Good.
If you're a fan of that style of comedy, it's great. If you're a fan of Airplane, the original Naked Guns, they nailed that style, and I love that style of humor. And that's like my perfect sense of humor is that kind of like silly, gaggy humor. That's like Austin Powers is that way too. Like, just I love that. So high marks for me. I gave it 4 stars. Great film, really funny. I also rewatched Barbie.
Okay.
5 stars.
That was probably for character research though, right? That was method acting.
After the fact, yeah.
Can I
'Cause I
can I
realized
just say also the people loved your costume. They
they did.
loved your look. People were yelling at Richie all weekend. They're like,
Yeah,
"Ken." It was so fun.
it was strange to get attention from people because usually I'm just like like both you and I are that way. Where we're just like
Yeah.
if we can just move through life without getting attention from anybody, we're cool. So it was weird getting asked to take pictures, but I'm glad people liked it. So. But yeah, I didn't watch Barbie in like probably well over a year, and yeah, and it's just as funny as as I remember it being, if not better. Like it's truly one of those movies that will like be a classic for decades to come. Like it's that good.
You won't get a complaint from me. I need no convincing and you will get no complaining. I agree. Where do I sign?
I still can't believe we got Barbie and Oppenheimer like on the same day. Like we have been trying to reach that level of cinema again ever since, and it will never happen.
Well, it must happen in cycles. It must happen in 16-year cycles, it's like the clown from It, that it comes back
Yeah.
every, I don't know how many years was it. I'm not gonna guess. I think it was like 37, but I just have that number stuck in my head. Because in 2008 we got the original Barbenheimer, which
Yeah.
was The Dark Knight and Mamma Mia
Yeah.
releasing on the same day,
Right.
which people affectionately call Dark Mama, and I love that corner of the internet. I would give you all a kiss if I could for whoever came up with that.
And then last night I watched The Phoenician Scheme. This is Wes Anderson's movie that came out earlier this year.
Mm-hmm.
I am not the biggest Wes Anderson fan. His last couple movies just were awful. I didn't couldn't even finish them. Did not like them. This movie though was surprisingly funny, and so I got through this one. I actually enjoyed this one. 3.5 stars. There is a scene in the movie that includes Tom Hanks and Bryan Cranston that just had me cackling for 5 minutes straight. It was so funny. They know ball. Bryan Cranston and Tom Hanks know ball. So I had somebody text me today about the movie, and they were like, "Richie, we tried watching this, couldn't finish it."
That feels on par for some of the things you review, and I
Yeah.
do think I remember seeing at least one person in my friend group that put it on their Letterboxd saying something similar that was like, I didn't love this.
Hmm.
But who knows? I don't. They're like you said, Wes Anderson isn't for everyone.
Right.
Did he do Asteroid City?
Yes.
Okay, I never saw that, but I did hear good things.
Not good. Yeah. Don't listen
Really?
to people. That it was.
Hmm.
I couldn't finish it. It was. I did not understand a single second of that movie. It was so weird.
All right, fair
Yeah.
enough. It
Great
has a good
actors.
cast, but
Great
yeah.
cast. Wes Anderson is great as a director in terms of like his movies just look cool.
Hmm.
But yeah, Asteroid City not for me. There's another one, something else came out recently that did. Oh, French Dispatch. That was another one. Terrible,
Mm.
not for me. Couldn't finish it. But yeah, there we go. That's my list.
Okay. So we made a big dent is what we probably spent the last 20 minutes saying. We made moves.
Correct.
We
Correct.
made
I want to
moves
see
on
how I
Letterboxd.
had a goal before the year of watching 200 movies this year. Let's see where I'm at
You
this
might
year.
be close.
Where is it? Huh, okay.
I
Yeah, here
don't
we
know.
go. 120 this year.
All right.
So
Let's
I'm on
let's see what I got.
I'm on pace to do it.
Let's see what I got.
Mostly new watches too, for the most part. I'd say only maybe 15 or so of those were rewatches that I logged.
Tiffany? Is this me? How do I? Oh my god! I don't know how I find this thing. Lists, reviews, watch. I'm so useless. I don't. I don't know. uh, I have no idea, girl. I'm coming up with a big page of every movie I've ever watched and rated, and I don't think I'm gonna try to figure it out. But let's just say I've watched movies this year, and you should too.
Oh, 45.
Me 45?
Yeah.
That's actually not bad. That's more than I thought.
That's yeah.
That's more than I thought. That's probably close to, if not more than I did all of last year.
Right.
I would say, yeah. I know I came late to the game, but I really didn't watch that many movies last year.
Right.
Okay. Um, you can find us on Letterboxd, I'm sure, if you tried to find us. You can find me because my handle is the same on everything because I have a nagging need to be consistent in my social media presence. And then from me, you can find Richie if you really want to find
Correct.
Richie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, can we mention one thing we haven't mentioned yet?
Hmm.
Can you mention the best purchase of the weekend that either of us made, please?
If it's the thing that I own, I can go get it.
Yes,
Okay, let me do a
I
little
believe
show and
so.
tell. You warm up the crowd. Do my warm up for me.
Yes. Okay. So there's a booth at San Diego Comic Con called 100 Soft. They have a bunch of pins, like pins that you can get. And this year they had a little like debut exclusive that both of us were eyeing, and it is a pizza rat.
Hmm.
And the fun thing about this pizza rat is there's a mystery box, and so we weren't sure which pose we were gonna get. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think there were, I don't know, 9 or something like that. And we've talked about Pizza Rat on the show before. We love Pizza
Yes.
Rat. It's iconic. We also love the Rat Hole from Chicago. Things that have to do with rats in public places are genuinely very funny to the both of us. So I was kind of a goner when I saw that we had a blind buy mystery rat on a slice of pizza. And some of the poses were like George Costanza, and some of them were like, it had a little, I don't know, it was like posing with its hands under its chin and its feet up in the air behind it. And there was one that was dipped in ranch, which also I think that would have been my second choice. I would say that one's pretty funny. But this was off the back of us watching One of Them Days, I think infinitely funnier, because the one that we agonized over and desperately wanted was this one of a rat twerking on a slice of pizza. Hold on, let me do a little display here. I'm not much of a hand model, but
Vanna White.
he's got a little, yeah, he's got a little like saucy pose to him, twerking on this slice of pizza. And this was the one that we wanted. We purchased one. We had like a 1 in 9 chance, or maybe less than that. I don't know. Maybe there wasn't one of everything in that little slice of pizza, but the witches were on our side on this one, and I'd put it right next to my Taylor Swift prayer candle, and it's a perfect piece of decor in my home.
Lovely. I love it. That was maybe the best purchase of the weekend. Which, side note, I think both of us got away without spending that much money. I think we did pretty well.
I would agree with that. We were responsible. We were so responsible that I didn't feel
Correct.
that bad about
I don't have it
buying Padres tickets.
Yeah. My favorite thing that I purchased is out in my living room, and it's now hanging on my wall. But I bought a bunch of Severance art, and so I made a little, frame of all the different Severance art, and that's out in my living room now.
It looks
behind
great,
the scenes,
by the way.
behind the scenes of that is I did it. I put them together once, and then I was like, okay. And then I turned the picture frame back over to make sure they were in the right place. Turns out they weren't sticking to where it goes. So they just all fell over. It was so funny. So I was like, all right, well, how do I do? So I just grabbed some tape and I just taped the top part so they didn't slide down. So there's tape on them, but hey, it works.
All right. I mean, if it's just like the clear tape, like I've done that before, and you
Yes.
can just like take a little X-Acto knife or something and like trim the tape, and it's no big. It doesn't affect anything. Yeah.
Correct.
Well done. That's good decorating. I'm proud of your spacing and organization, and it looks like something that it could have been at least semi-professionally framed. Makes sense together, though.
That's a good ego boost.
It's like the time that I told you you'd be like a halfway decent prop weatherer, and we haven't gotten to test that theory.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
That's a callback. That was years ago.
Yeah. Well, that was in your Twitter bio for a second.
Yeah.
And then now I think it's just needs adult supervision or something,
Yes.
which is also true.
I mean, you learned that very well, I think, in our time spent together.
Yeah, I'm very aware of that fact. Sometimes I'm the adult supervision and sometimes I'm the adult enabler, and I don't know which of those is worse. Can I also say it was very funny because our experience, this didn't happen the first time I went to con, because I just got on I think I got on the bus because I was staying out in like Mission Valley, and I went by myself. My mom was there, but she did not have a badge. So I think I got on the bus to go to another hotel to catch the trolley out to Mission Valley. So I never, and I think my mom met me at the trolley stop one of the days too. Like she took it into downtown and met me, and then we rode back together. And then we went to Islands, which was cool, but it's a different story. But I have never spent so much time on public transit in drag. We started affectionately calling my outfit drag at some point in the weekend because it really did feel like it. I was in a wig with stage makeup on, and then at some point I just wanted that wig off. So then I was in a bald cap with stage makeup on, which is really a look. But I've never spent so much time on public transit in a costume as we did this weekend, and I'm so sure that looked funny to everyone else. Past a certain point, because a certain chunk of the trolley stops are all people going to and from Comic-Con, but you started to get farther out to where we were staying, and it was less and less of the folks going to Comic-Con, and especially less of the folks going to con in costume.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder what the people coming home from their 9 to 5 thought about us on the San Diego
We
Transit
definitely
dressed the
look
way we
like
were.
idiots.
Yeah, we certainly looked like crazy people. Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay.
Oh, we have to
Tracks
talk
of
about
the
the Padres game. We
week.
no, we yeah, we got to talk
Oh
about the
yeah.
Padres game first.
Yeah, yeah.
How was your first Petco Park experience?
It was amazing. I could not have asked for anything better. Uh it was so cool. I'd been wanting to go. I've been a fan of the team for years now. And the only other time I was able to be even around Petco was, or the last time I was able to be around was in 2020, and they weren't allowing fans at the games at that point. So we just sort of walked around outside and then went to the team store. And then prior to that, it was Comic Con in 2017 when I was over there for one of the activations. I think it was the Purge that year. And that was about it. And I've never been inside, but it's a beautiful ballpark. Every seat in there is a great seat. And the fans were incredible. I think you said it, but it was like a playoff atmosphere on a
Mm-hmm.
Monday in
Right.
July. And it was so much fun. People are passionate about the team and about baseball. And yeah, the weather was great. And it was a good game. It was like the most baseball a baseball game I've attended has ever been, because it was lead changes, it was all kinds of crazy stuff. A pitcher got hit by a comebacker. Dylan Cease got hit by a comebacker. And then Padres were losing 5-1, and then had like a 5-run inning to go up 6-5, take it into the ninth, blow the lead in the ninth, blow the save, and then walk it off in the ninth. And you really couldn't have asked for anything better than just a walk-off win in nine. And I believe they swept that series against the Mets. So it was a good night, all things considered.
That was cool. Yeah, that was a super fun game. Again, I was like completely blown away by the atmosphere. Like, as a Diamondbacks fan, we just don't get that in Arizona. You go to any random game in July, and there's like less than 20,000 people there, and it's just, and the AC don't work, and so it's just like, you might as well be going to a AAA game at this point in time. Even when the team's good, for frick's sakes. Even in 2023, when the team was contending for playoffs, the stadium wasn't full until the playoffs, and then it got great. And then even if it is full during the regular season, half the stadium is filled with the other team's fans. So shout out to the
Mm-hmm.
Padres fan base, man. Y'all are great, and I am rooting for you to finish off the season strong and send the Dodgers home. For the love of goodness, get them out of here.
Somebody needs to. Even if it's not us, somebody needs to. But I hope it's us because it's more fun.
Hmm. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Tracks of the week. Any picks for you? Anything from you?
Nothing really stuck in my craw this week. Other than but
Okay,
Haley,
interesting.
I haven't had a chance to listen to Haley Williams. Haley Williams put out a bunch of new music this week. I haven't had a chance to
Mm-hmm.
go through and listen, so that's on my list. That would probably be my pick is the 17 different songs that Haley Williams just randomly dropped, but
On
didn't
her
put it in an
website.
album. Yeah, didn't put it in an album and just like dropped them out there all as singles. So I gotta go listen to those. And then
Mm-hmm.
MGK's album comes out this week, so that should be fun. But those are
Yeah.
Other than that, not
Yeah.
much going on.
17 separate singles. Nicely done, Haley. Okay. That's such a threat. It's like you could wake up to 17 individual singles on a password protected website from Haley Williams. It could happen.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was terrifying. I would put out, I know you're 50-50 on this one after first listen. I would put out there The Subway by Chapel Roan. Although on second and third listen, I realized why I think I like it is because it's like and I hate doing this comparison, but it's like the little brother light version of I Hate Boston by Renee Rapp. I don't know if you're familiar with that song, but if you listen to that one and then you listen to The Subway, you're like, these two are sisters. For different reasons, but just the structure and the flow and kind of the like sonically the overall fingerprint of it, I guess, is similar. And I don't like making that comparison, but for people that don't know
Right.
a lot of music, it's those two are close. Um, and then off of Renee's new album, which came out Friday, yes. Which I am a little bit disappointed that we didn't get to put on to the Be Gone playlist because I think
Mm-hmm.
a couple of those songs would have gone platinum on the road trip. We've talked about most of the singles. I would say for me, sometimes is really good, a little bit slower. Kiss It is good, a little more upbeat. And maybe That's So Funny, but like 10, 11, 12 on that track list are all real good. So there's, and and also the singles off of it. So go peruse that if you're a Renee fan. It's got a variety of stuff, and there's definitely a lot more. I'll say variety again, but there's variety and influence through it because a lot of them sound very different. Whereas I think on her first I think this was her first full length record was Snow Angel. A lot of them sounded somewhat similar. This one has a little more experimentation to it, and I think that's a good thing. Expand your
Oh,
palette
yes.
musically.
We like when artists do that, when they are able to kind of mismatch genres and instead of just sounding all the same album to album, or even within an album, which is like why I think Short and Sweet is such a great album from Sabrina Carpenter. Where like that album is so good about bouncing around to different types of genres and she played Lala this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Great Juno position. I was cackling for like 5 minutes straight on
You sent
Sunday.
that to me. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh boy, Richie. She's a comedian. I will tell you that she is
Yes.
a comedian.
Brought out Earth, Wind, and Fire during her set.
I saw somebody's tweet today that was like, she's not the first carpenter to bring fire and wind to the earth or something like that. It's like, you guys, come on. The people that drive the Sab Cab would love that.
The
I wonder if
Sap
that's
Cab.
still around. You've seen that, right? That video? It's like somebody has like
Oh
vinyl
yes.
vinyl wrapped their car
Yeah.
and it says like
Yeah.
the honk if you love Sabrina Carpenter,
Yeah.
and it says the Sab Cab, and then I think on the bumper it says Jesus was a carpenter, and it's just got a picture of her.
I think so. I'm gonna look it
I
up here.
think.
Oh, there it is. I found it.
I was like,
Jesus was a carpenter at
this
the
is
Sap
not my
Cab. Honk
hallucination.
if
This
you love
happened.
espresso.
There you go. Yep. Brand account. Put it on the brand account.
Incredible. Yeah.
Yep.
Elite. That's the perfect way to end the show, I think.
I think so too. Can't do any better than that. Okay. Thank you for following along. As always, I don't know what episode this is, so I'm not gonna bother. But we will see you for the next episode, whatever number that is. It's one after this, sequentially, but beyond that, don't ask me anything. And you can follow us at OHOBC Pod, wherever you get your social media and your lizard memes. And while you're there, you'll probably find Richie in the comments section. So
Mm-hmm.
say hello if you see us. And until then, you got it? Did you get it out of your system? Okay, we'll see you next time.